All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to your 2020 Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State Championship results show tonight right here live on Dog Talk, West Virginia. I am your host, Shane Raines, of course, Assistant Kayak Tournament Director this year for Bass Nation of West Virginia, and of course, your Kayak Tournament Director, Tim Isaacs. He is actually busy just getting back from a long journey down on Guntersville. Of course, he rushed back to fish today. So thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, my name is Shane Raines. And of course, we're right here on Dog Talk, and we are covering, like I said, the Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State Championship. We had, I believe, just under, I think we had 10 anglers qualify for this event. A fairly low turnout for this first inaugural year. Of course, we didn't find out this information till very late, heading into the spring. So these anglers capitalized on this opportunity, jumped on the boat, joined the club, and they actually were able to qualify through their respective state region qualifier. Of course, that is broke up in 3 regions for Bass Nation of West Virginia. And of course, they qualified to move on to your first ever Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State Championship here in 2020. So thank you all for tuning in. We are not going to drag this out too awful long today, but I wanted to hop on here. This, of course, is your results show. These anglers have fished extremely hard. And of course, what is up for grabs? Top 5 anglers will qualify to make the Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State team to move on to fish in the Bass Nation Kayak Series Championship, which does run in conjunction with the Bassmaster Classic. Of course, we do know we'll be in Texas next spring. So that venue where they will be hosting the Kayak National Championship will be in close vicinity. They have not announced where that will be yet, but they will be hopefully soon. So very excited to announce these top finishers today. They had 3 eligible bodies of water today. 3 eligible bodies of water were Stonewall Jackson Lake, Burnsville Lake, and Sutton Lake. Of course, as you know, if you're out there any at all, fall transition is in full effect. Some of the lakes are turning over if they have not turned over already. That makes the bite very tough, as we know. We've all seen it over the last few weeks, and it's no different for these folks that were out here over the weekend. And of course, today, just grinding it out, trying to finish in that top 5. Top 5 is where you have to be. So without further ado, we're going to dive right into the results of the inaugural year for the Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State Championship. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Coy Lehman, Greg Tony, Brad West, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in tonight. All right, so let's go ahead and get this ready for you. Okay. All right, here we go. First up, of course, like I said, top 5 anglers will qualify for the Bass Nation Kayak Series Championship. And of course, what's up for grabs you see here, not only a qualifying spot, but also these awesome plaques to be able to put up as a trophy. Just a little, and this is just a little bit of a thank you for everyone that has bought into Bass, jumping on board with the Kayak Series. Excuse me, but right here, this is some hardware to hang on your wall to be proud of, to kind of give you some bragging rights. So, excuse me, you see this state championship plaque. State champion, of course, we do have a 2nd place plaque, 3rd, 4th, and a 5th. Of course, we know we are running full virtual for this event, unfortunately, due to COVID and all the precautions we're trying to take. Since we could run this event 100% online, that is exactly how we handle this today. So without further ado, your 5th place finisher today. Now, I don't have the total inches yet. You can get on TourneyX.com, Bass Nation Kayak Series, go down to West Virginia and look at the state championship for all the totals. But finishing in 5th place, not only qualifying making the first ever Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State team, but also taking home this awesome hardware. We want to give a shout out to actually, I'll tell you what, if you all will give me just 1 second, I will pull up and give you total inches. Very, very tough day. Of course, as you know, you have to catch a keeper. You at least have to catch a keeper to be able to move on to the next level, whether it be through the qualifier to the state championship or the state championship to the state team. But fifth place with the total 2 bass, total of 25 3/4 inches, basically 2 keeper fish, just over 12-inch fish. And that is going to go to Mr. Kayk Lehman II, 5th place finisher. Like I said, total 2 fish, 25 3/4 inches. Congratulations, Kayk, on your 5th place finish, my friend. Awesome, awesome. Give him a shout out, everybody. And of course, we're going to move right into your 4th place finisher. Not only qualifying, but also taking home this awesome hardware for a 4th place finish at the first ever Kayak State Championship. Weighing in, actually, and I'll have to kind of dig back into this a little bit. I didn't realize we had a tie. This could be actually a tiebreaker. We'll have to figure out what that was. I'll have to double check and see when these fish were uploaded. But 4th place finish currently, unofficially, this is Mr. Tim Isaacs, your kayak tournament director for Bass Nation West Virginia. 4th place finish. Again, 25 3/4 inches as well. 2 fish. Actually, they had 2 fish the exact same length. Both of them had a 13.5 incher and both of them had a 12 1/4 incher. So we'll look and see when these what the tiebreaker is, and we will make that give those folks the appropriate plaques for that. So congratulations, Tim, as well, my friend. Awesome, awesome. You're a kayak tournament director. You throwing down, man. That's awesome to see. 3rd place finisher tonight. 3rd place finisher with a total of 33.5 inches. Managed to catch 2 keeper fish, 1 giant 18-inch bass. Of course, we'll try to catch up with these anglers just a little bit later once everything settles down, and we can let everybody get home and set up a little show so we all can talk about it. But 33.5 finish, half inches, 3rd place finisher. That is going to go Mr. Harold Harper. 3rd place finish. Harold, congratulations, my friend. I know he was very pumped up to be able to fish his tournament. Sir, you have qualified on the first ever Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State team. Congratulations, Harold. All right. We have 2 anglers left. We're going to jump into 2nd place, and then before we announce our winner, 2nd place angler managed to actually catch 3 out of the 5 fish limit. Like I said, very tough fishing for a lot of these anglers. I got to talk with several of them. We all know how tough it is to catch a keeper bass out there, especially this time of year. But without further ado, 2nd place, weighing in a total of 41 1/4 inches, qualifying on the Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State team, Mr. Sammy Pugh. Sammy, congratulations, my friend. 2nd place finish with 41 1/4 inches. And you, sir, have qualified on the first ever state team. All right, without further ado, though, 2020 Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State team. Also, your Kayak State champion for the first ever that's ever been offered for Bass Nation of West Virginia. Weighing in a total of 48 inches in 3 fish. And I wish I would have had time to pull up this picture of this absolute stonewall giant. He did inform me that he actually was on a great pattern, and we're going to bring him in a little bit later to discuss this on an awesome fall fishing episode I'm putting together here soon. So 21 3/4 inch giant largemouth from Stonewall, 48 total inches, and your first ever Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State champion is Mr. Matt Ball. Congratulations, Matt. You, sir, have qualified to fish Bass Nation Kayak Series Championship in the spring and the first ever Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State champion, my friend. What's super cool, if you don't know Matt Ball, if you don't follow along here on Dog Talk, brought Matt on, dear friend of mine, dear friend of the entire fishing community. But we call him an angler right here at home, just over the border in Ohio. But Matt is the 2016 Kayak Bass Fishing National Champion. He's no stranger to the big stage. So congratulations, Matt, on being the first ever, not only Kayak Bass Fishing Champion, but also Bass Nation of West Virginia State Champion. Now here's how this works. So Tim Isaacs is actually already qualified for the national championship. So we are allowed a roll down spot. With that roll down spot, once everything is official, we will make sure we get this information out to you via email, text. We'll even reach out to each of the qualifying anglers to make sure that they get this information. But a roll down spot will still roll down in the state championship to that next place finisher with Tim, where Tim is already pre-qualified. And that roll down spot will go to, he managed to catch one keeper today, which we know how tough it was out there from everyone's feedback from on the water. But that roll down spot, once everything is official, we'll let him know. Not trying to jump the gun, but I believe knowing that Tim is pre-qualified, that fifth roll down spot will go to Mr. Jonathan Abshire, fifth qualifying spot. Congratulations, buddy. Like I said, once everything is official, we'll reach out to all of you. So congratulations to all of the top finishers. Congratulations to Mr. Matt Ball for being the first ever Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak State Champion. So I do want to, like I said, shout out to all these top anglers that were able to finish and qualify for the national championship and represent Bass Nation of West Virginia. We have such a wonderful organization right here in the state, led by a wonderful group of folks. The entire board of directors, of course, President Ken Hackworth, Vice President Dana Brown, have a wonderful youth program headed up by Dion Bright, and a host of other folks that volunteer to make these events possible. Of course, this is the inaugural year. We know that it was very confusing for a lot of folks, it being so new. We're going to try to build on what we had this year. I'll get with Tim, get with Ken, and just see what happens for next year. Wait till till Bass releases some information about the Spring National Championship Tournament, and see what we can do to bring in more anglers. So if you're interested in joining an adult club, maybe fish as a boater or a non-boater, some anglers have fished both, went in as a non-boater on the boat side and also came out and fished the kayak qualifier. Of course, we can send up to 12 kayak anglers per club to your respective regional qualifier to make the state championship. So there's tons of opportunities, and I'm sure there'll be many more opportunities built on the future as the kayak fishing division in Bassmaster grows. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. If you have any questions or concerns or want some more information on how to join in on the Bass Nation Kayak Series, Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak divisional or regional qualifiers, reach out to me, reach out to Bass Nation, wvbassnation.org. All right, congrats to everybody. Like I said, we'll be reaching out to all of you soon, especially once we get some more information where this event will be held in the spring. But congratulations to all the top finishers, and just a shout out to everyone that's jumped on board for this inaugural year, like I said. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Congratulations again, you're champion for the first ever Bass Nation of West Virginia Kayak Series. Before we leave, give him one more shout out, Mr. Matt Ball, your 2020 Kayak State Champion. Thank you all for tuning in, and you know what I always say, we will see you on the water. Y'all have a great night.